When was the last time you checked your phone and saw the little 5G icon at the top? Maybe you felt a bit proud, like you've stepped into the future. Or maybe you wondered, is this really that different from 4G? We hear all the hype about 5G promising blazing speeds, smart cities, self-driving cars, and even remote surgeries. But what's really going on here? How does 5G actually compare to 4G? And does it really change the way we live day to day? Today, we're breaking down the difference between 4G versus 5G in a way that makes sense, without getting lost in the tech jargon. We'll explore where 4G took us, what 5G brings to the table, and whether the jump is as revolutionary as people claim. Let's get into it right here. Let's rewind a little. Back in the early 2010, 4G was the big deal. If you remember the days of 3G, you probably remember waiting forever for a YouTube video to buffer or a web page to load. Then 4G came along, and suddenly, watching Netflix on your phone, video calling friends, and playing mobile games became smooth and effortless. Technically speaking, 4G networks offered average download speeds of around 10-20 megabits per second, sometimes peaking higher depending on the network. That was a massive jump compared to 3G, which often struggled to reach even 2 or 3 megabits per second in real-world conditions. But 4G wasn't just about faster downloads, it laid the groundwork for the smartphone boom. Think about apps like Uber, Instagram, Spotify, and TikTok. None of them would have worked properly on 3G. 4G made mobile internet not only usable but enjoyable, and it helped shape the modern internet lifestyle we now take for granted. Now comes 5G, the fifth generation of wireless technology. On paper, 5G looks like a giant leap forward. While 4G typically maxes out in the hundreds of megabits per second, 5G has the potential to deliver speeds in the gigabits. That means we're talking about downloads that are 10 to 100 times faster than 4G. But here's the thing. 5G isn't just about raw speed, it's about latency. Latency is basically the time it takes for data to travel from your device to the network and back. On 4G, latency is around 30 to 50 milliseconds. With 5G, it can go as low as 1 millisecond. To put that into perspective, a blink of an eye takes about 300 milliseconds, so 5G latency is practically real time. That kind of responsiveness opens up doors to technology that simply wasn't possible before. Imagine a surgeon performing an operation on a patient in another city using robotic arms, or a self-driving car making instant decisions to avoid accidents. All of this requires extremely low latency, something 4G just can't provide. Now let's talk about how 4G and 5G work differently. Both are wireless communication standards, but 5G uses much more advanced techniques to transmit data. 4G mostly operates on lower frequency bands, which are great for covering long distances and penetrating walls, but they don't carry as much data. 5G, on the other hand, can use something called millimeter waves, which are extremely high-frequency signals. These waves can carry massive amounts of data very quickly. But here's the catch. They don't travel far, and they have trouble getting through obstacles like walls, trees, or even heavy rain. That's why 5G networks need a lot more antennas, often in the form of small cells placed around cities on lampposts, buildings, and street corners. It's less about one giant cell tower and more about a dense network of smaller transmitters. This is part of why rolling out 5G is such a huge infrastructure challenge. It's expensive and time-consuming. Okay, so let's bring it down to something we all care about. Is your phone actually faster on 5G? The answer is yes, but with some caveats. In ideal conditions, 5G can hit download speeds of over 1 gigabit per second. That's like downloading a full-length HD movie in less than 10 seconds. On 4G, that same download might take several minutes. Sounds impressive, right? But here's the reality. Most of us don't live in ideal conditions. Depending on your location, carrier, and whether you're on low-band or mid-band 5G, your speeds might feel only slightly better than 4G. For many users, the jump isn't as dramatic as the advertisements make it seem, at least not yet. Here's the big question. Does 5G really change your everyday life compared to 4G? If you're just scrolling Instagram, watching TikToks, or streaming YouTube, 4G is already fast enough. You probably won't notice much difference. Where 5G shines is in scenarios that push technology's limits. Cloud gaming, Ultra HD video streaming, virtual reality, or industries that need real-time data. For the average user, the benefits will become more noticeable over time as apps and services start taking advantage of 5G's capabilities. Remember how when 4G first arrived, it didn't feel like a game changer right away? It wasn't until apps like Uber, Snapchat, and video streaming exploded that we realized how essential it was. 5G is likely following the same path. The real wow factor will come once developers build experiences that 4G simply couldn't handle. For most of us right now, 5G feels like an upgrade, not a revolution. But as history shows, the real transformation comes later, once new ideas and innovations start using this technology to its full potential. So the next time you see that little 5G logo on your phone, remember, it's not just about faster downloads. It's about paving the way for a future where technology feels instant, immersive, and connected in ways we're only beginning to imagine. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.